All right. Cost control. Sabertooth is quite good this pack, but the Sabertooth is garbage. All right, let's go for this. Yeah, that Sabertooth pack. I'm not sure about that free Sabertooth. I think I'd rather get the 300 from the Typhoon. We have to be smart here, right? Can't just go for the best pack. Fortunately, the Storm would be pretty good into this. All right, so what do we do here? We go dogs. Please give us a. All right, this isn't bad. Why is all of a sudden this is a it's all standard, whereas before everything's all aggro. What's so special about this pack that makes it okay for standard? So I think it's between this and this. All right, we'll go with this because it's a little bit more forward. Why is this offset though? Is that okay? Seems like this is a little bit offset, but quick supply, okay. Really wish we had our storms here. We can kill 2 of these tarantulas, we'd be really happy. But I could see things going south and us killing none of them. I could see that. Okay. So we kill 1 of them. Just barely. So much damage. I think we just we can't afford any of this right now. Probably go for the Phoenix, or I mean, how's our chaff clear looking? It's gonna throw down more chaff now. Go for 3 deployments here. I don't know how well the tanks do into the into this. It's probably not a good idea to go into tanks here. Or is it? I don't think so. And just 2 chaff, or do we go for like another hound? Well, the hounds did nothing here. So I don't love the hound here. Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe that's why we did so poorly that first round. I don't know if this is too forward. All right, we lose to 3 tarantulas again. This is getting ugly real quick. I think we go for the sell here, and then we sell again next round. Then we just go for the factory next round, I think. Round 4. Kind of don't have any other options here. Let's get our Phoenix backline. Storms are good, but they're, you know, at this point, it's going to be factory pretty soon, so I think the storms are not exactly, it's a little too late for the storms, let's say. I wonder if the oil's good just to slow him down. Okay, level 1 Rhino. At least we have the Phoenixes. Wow. That was absolutely amazing. Now, he doesn't really have anti-air. Of course he has the fangs, but... The answer is always Phoenix for some reason. It's really strange. I'm surprised at how good the Phoenix is. It's almost too good. Okay. Starting the factory now. Level 4, I mean, you could almost consider the efficient maintenance here. You could almost consider it. Because we're gonna have to play a couple rounds, but I don't think it's worth it actually here. Like, when you go all in, you're just gonna go all in. How much chaff is this? Is it a chaff problem? I think A cheek is still kind of good here. Though armor, you could consider armor. Do we ever just go like mountain with bombardment and just beacon it in? No, I don't think so. I think we just take the conservative approach here. Let's go for the chaff here, so our units don't get stuck. Do a nice missile. Should be able to get into the tower. In this situation, the HE is actually bad because there's no chaff here. We're not actually killing chaff. Anything would have been better, like armor, launcher overload. So this is round 4 factory. And sometimes you need the round 4 factory, especially, you know, after those cells. Made a lot of sense. It's gonna lose like more than 2k here. So gonna be almost similar in HP. I wonder if you just go for the lightning storm and then you just kind of go here, but you'd imagine he's going to throw down melters and stuff. Is there any way you just transition out of this? Not yet. Not yet. I don't want to transition out of this yet. We will move this. It's going to be up to him if he can guess the correct side. And so we'll get the chaff down. Probably just still go for level 1. Well, we could go for level 2 here, actually. But I'd rather go for like a tech on a level 1. Or, you know, what about this? What about... Let's go for 1 crawler, 1 wasp. And then let's go for the factory. Probably need some kind of photon, perhaps, but we're guessing that he's not going to, he's not going on this side. So, do we go for another technology is the question. Launcher overload is a little bit unnecessary. Let's just go for the shield. Melter time. Very well played. Wow, the missile hit our the missile hit something that wasn't supposed to get hit. We're gonna lose to this suck melting point though. That was really unfortunate. We can only blame that on ourselves. That was perhaps not the greatest. It was off by a little bit, the positioning. Are we dead? Yeah, we are. So I think it's just a little bit of a positioning error with this wasp. The missile was probably here. Yeah, we need to think about this. This was a badly played wasp here. The wasp should probably be maybe here, right? Or like maybe here, but if it's gonna, it shouldn't be here. Okay, so let's think about how to position this better. Sell out of this, go for the wasp chaff. Now the thing is, if we click shield on the wasp, we can go for, we don't need the normal shield, but I mean, it's kind of a commitment. I'm not sure if we'd ever do that. Okay, so if the shield's if the missile's gonna hit, you don't want it to hit the Right, so we can put this kind of like this. Have this like here. Or even like here. This is probably okay. The missile, you want it to hit this, right? So you probably even put this on the line. Now, if there's a missile here, it'll still hit this though, so now you need to think about it. Like here is okay, but this is probably safer. Of course, this missile's going to hit some of the wasps here, unfortunately, but we still have the wasps moving forward. Okay, it does connect, and that's just because he had a really good missile there. Yeah, the missile was very smart. I don't think this is going to be that impressive. Okay, so this was we had it here. And imagine if we didn't move it. You know, you could just try to go in with the wasps, like here. That could also be something. Because I mean, he'd probably it's hard to say, right? Like how this I've never actually investigated what is the proper way to play the wasp. What is the proper positioning of the wasp? But at least we have an opportunity here to play this out. So in this situation, it looks like it's way better not to change sides, because the corner, it's actually pretty awkward to put the wasps there. Like it's kind of good if you don't move it, because then he aims the missile straight at the factory. If you move it, then the missile's probably going to hit the wasps. So it's kind of interesting here. Actually, moving it to this corner is not the greatest idea. He was kind of prepared for it too. He was kind of more prepared for it than on this side. I kind of like this because it's kind of like gambling. It's a very, very, like, you know, you kind of have to guess here. And I love the strategy aspect of that. So let's say we put it in the corner, right? You don't want to put the wasp here, right? Because the missile is just going to get, you know, it's going to eat. You don't want to put the wasp in front either, right? So the wasps have to be kind of like here. If you're going to play a wasp. Here you can play a crawler, right? Because the shield is gonna block, partially block it, but even then, you know that the missile is gonna be here. Right, so it's gonna hit this. Some of the crawlers are gonna get splashed. So you probably want to even move your crawlers like this. Maybe the anti-missile would even be better here, but it's hard to say here. So this is another angle we could have came in from. Obviously, you still missile this. And let's say you go for attack here. So if you look at this missile, yeah, it actually kills all the crawlers, which is not good. But somehow these wasps kind of get ahead. All right, so we know that we're going to win this. Now, let's say we move it to here, right? At some point, I wonder if you know, the missile interceptor is better, right? Because then you can have your wasps in a position like this, let's say. Put the missile interceptor down. Probably you put it on the line or something. You can put down another. You can put down a let's say we don't need the shield now. So let's say we go for another wasp, perhaps. Let's say we just put wasps on the front line. The only problem is that there's going to be the missile, of course, right, from the opponent. So let's see if this is even able to work here. This missile interceptor barely works, but this missile is going to be super juicy. And we have a pretty greedy beacon, so it's not going to do anything. I wonder if it's just sometimes better to avoid the corner and just kind of go like this. So you'd imagine 3 squares up is pretty good. Throw down a normal shield. Go for speed. So let's see where this is probably going to aim at the factory because this is 3 squares in. Now this is a really good angle. He's more expecting the corner. So really the corner was actually the worst place to position it. And this is the mind games that we're talking about. The corner is not the best place for the factory because people are expecting it in the corner. I mean, give a lot of credit to this player because he perfectly expected it. Like it was in the perfect spot for him. But just not moving it or putting it here is better than the corner because, you know, you just put down a missile and the corner chaff is gone. But if you were to put down, let's say the corner is good if you have more than one chaff in the corner. Maybe that's something to think about. So let's move it. All right, we'll put it in the corner, but You know, you need more than one chaff. The only problem is you probably don't want to do this because you need some chaff to go in with the factory usually. So this is really good. Um, Having the second chaff is making a huge, huge, huge difference. So it's not the corner that was bad. It was, you need to have at least two chaff in the corner because of the missile. So, if you look at this, at these replays, you can see that we can easily win that second round. Third round's again is a different story altogether, but you can easily win that second round just by some minor changes. Now the wasps are interesting, but they are a little bit short-sighted. They do die to the missile. You get extra money from not going wasp, so chaff is pretty good. Um, yeah, so that's pretty interesting here. We're not that advanced. Like if you're really advanced, you could probably throw in a steel ball here as well. But yeah, we're not quite at that level where we know what to do with the steel balls, but this was a learning experience for sure.